Hey guys, my name is Logan, and I'll be talking to you guys about boxing. First off, the three ring rules. We're going to be talking about physical and mental toughness of the sport, how fighting styles, and there's different punches, and then the third rule is the diets of boxing. These are the first boxers, like in an Olympic, what year was that? 1893 is when they had the first Olympic boxing tournament, and Oliver Kirk won first place. Harry Smander won second, and then Charles Mayer won third. They didn't have weight classes then, so anybody that wanted to get in the ring and box could. And the weight classes for boxing would start with super heavyweight, which is like 300 plus. But in the Olympics, they go by kilograms because they use a different weight scale from us. And then it goes to heavyweight, then light heavyweight, and then middleweight, and then welterweight, and then lightweight, and then light welterweight, and then bantamweight, and then flyweight, and then light flyweight. So there's like 11 different ones, and they all compete for gold, silver, and bronze. All right, round one. So basically, not only is boxing one of the hardest sports in the Olympics, obviously including swimming and wrestling, there are four major parts, which are technical ability, technical awareness, physical strength, and mental strengths. Round two, there are a total of 10 different punches in the ring, including the jab, the cross, the hook, the uppercut, and then the overhand. But there's technically 10, but there's 5 on each arm technically, because you have 5 here and then you have 5 on the other. And then there's different kinds of fighting styles. So basically, a brawler or a slugger is like Julio Chavez. You guys probably don't know who that is. He's an Olympic boxer himself. Basically, they are the type that go out there and just punch, and whoever gets knocked out first, basically. And then you have a boxer puncher. That kind of sounds weird, but his name is Manny Pacquiao, and he's probably the best boxer puncher there is. He fights very strategic, and he's probably the fastest with his hands, like in the world. And then you have Floyd Mayweather, which is a pure boxer who fights more defensively styled. So if anybody throws a punch at him, he'll usually counter it and throw back. He doesn't usually hit first. And when he did hit first in the Olympics, he was this close to losing his record of like 27-0. Okay, and then there's stances. There's 2 different stances you can have, which are orthodox and southpaw. Orthodox is your left foot forward, and you jab with your left hand. And then southpaw is your right foot forward, and you jab with your right. Southpaw is like 5% are pro, and everybody else is orthodox, because southpaw is like rare. And I fight southpaw, so and you'll basically know your boxing stance from whatever feels more natural to you, like whatever you stand normal, but it will still feel weird. And the advantages of southpaw, although there are 2 different fighting stances, it is proven that there is a slimmer chance of southpaws that are professional than orthodox. So basically, if a southpaw was to throw a left cross, it would hit before an orthodox would throw just a normal jab, just because the way, like the physics of it. And it's easier when you're a southpaw for slipping and bobbing and weaving. And blocking and parrying and clinching and holding, those are all easier when you're a southpaw. That's why it's way more rare. Round 3, talk about the diets of boxing, which are very strict, but I don't really stick to them that well. It's kind of hard. Along with being one of the hardest sports, it does have a crappy part, which are diets. And without carbs, you won't have the energy, and certainly you won't be able to last as long as a boxer. Consuming too many carbs, on the other hand, like what was I going to say? Weightlifters, they bulk up, and that's not what you want to do with boxing. You want to slim down, be as possible light on your feet. Try not to eat a lot of carbs, like grain, pasta, cereal, vegetables, fruits, anything with sugar, all carbs. All right, and then you constantly have to maintain weight, because that is the weight you'll fight in competition. And basically, I would fight 68 kilograms with 152 actual like pounds. I don't know how the metric scale completely works. Yeah, which is 152. Oh, and some steps losing weight. Drink a lot of water, and then drastically start cutting your water intake, which is very hard because your lips will get all dry, and you want to stay away from pasta and all that carbs, and stay away from salt like pickles, even though that's hard, like pickles. Sweat a lot, and yep, and then run a lot as well. For our normal boxing, we run anywhere from 4 to 6 miles every practice. And our boxing warm-ups go from the second we step into the club, it's 2-mile run and then 150 push-ups, 150 sit-ups, which are incremented though. You don't do all at once. You do like 25, 25. Then you go into 100 jumping jacks, and then you do like light bag work, and and then you go on another 2-mile run. And then there's sparring, stuff like that. Along with a great diet, there's a lot of training, and I just told you guys about that. And oh yeah, and laying arm and neck rolls. And then another thing I was going to talk about is there's 6,000 different belts you can get worldwide, but there's only 5 pro belts, like in every weight class. But you can be anywhere from 17 to 36 and fight in the RWC, which is the Ringside World Championship. That's usually held in Kansas City or St. Louis. You can fight, which they call it Golden Gloves as well, which is in Louisiana, Lafayette. Is that how you say it? Lafayette, Louisiana. That's where they hold the Golden Gloves, but then they have Silver Gloves, which is like 16 to 12, and then they have Bronze Gloves, which is like little kids. And then the 4 main boxing belts are the WBC, which is the World Boxing Council, and then which was established in 1963. So those fighters we saw previous they didn't even get belts; they got little medals. And then the WBA, which is the World Boxing Association, that was in 1962. And then the WBO, which is the World Boxing Organization, which was in 1968. And then the IBF, which is World Boxing Federation, it was in 1983 when it was established. And if you guys did not know, in North Omaha, there's a guy named Terrence Crawford, which he holds all 5 belts and still doesn't make that much money, which Floyd Mayweather holds belts too, but he makes a lot more. And basically, we have a world champion in Omaha. You guys didn't know that? And then just to recap, the ring rules again were the physical and mental toughness of the sport, fighting styles and different punches, and then the diets of boxing. That should be it.